There's a lot of swimming in this movie. So the movie starts with a short song called Fathoms Below, where a bunch of guys are singing while they catch fish. They tell this guy named Prince Eric about King Triton, who's a merman king in charge of the underwater world. This crab guy named Sebastian conducts a song where all of these mermaid princesses are introducing Ariel, and she's supposed to come out of the clam, but there's nobody in the clam. Whoops. Turns out Ariel is indeed a mermaid, which means she lives underwater and she's part fish and has red hair. She doesn't really wear clothes, which is a bit of a problem for a kids movie, obviously, but they cover the important parts, and I mean, we all know that wearing clothes underwater doesn't really work. They get all soggy and gross, and they weigh you down. So I'll let it slide this one time. Ariel is a princess under the sea. Haha, see what I did there? Who's got a private collection of stuff from the surface world. Her best friends are sea animals for some reason. She hangs out with this fish named Flounder, and they almost get eaten by a shark while exploring a shipwreck underwater. At the surface, there's a seagull named Scuttle who tells Ariel some things about the surface world even though he doesn't know what he's talking about. Some eels see Ariel go home when she realizes she missed the concert, and they report back to Ursula, this bitter old sea witch who used to hang out in the palace until she got kicked out. Ariel is cautious about the surface world since there are other people there who look like her but have human parts below the waist instead of fish parts. Huh? What? I was talking about how humans have legs and mermaids have fins. What were you thinking about? Were you thinking about not for kids stuff? Get your head out of the gutter. Anyway, King Triton gets mad that Ariel wants to know about the surface since he thinks it's unsafe and she'll get caught in a fishing net and die. I get why he's worried, but he treats her like a little kid by making Sebastian watch her like a chaperone. Or a stalker, depending on how you look at it. Ariel thinks her dad's rule is dumb, so she sings a song called Part of Your World about how she wants to hang out up top and meet new people. Ariel goes to the surface and watches a birthday shindig for Prince Eric. Turns out Prince Eric is a handsome guy, so Ariel gets a crush on him. But a storm wrecks the ship he's on, and Eric falls overboard, so Ariel rescues him. How convenient. She brings him to shore and sings him a song, but she leaves as he wakes up so she doesn't get seen. Sebastian gets worried and he puts on a whole song and dance number called Under the Sea, where he's saying that the sea is cooler than the land. Ariel does not fall for his ocean propaganda, and Sebastian spills the beans to King Triton. Uh-oh. King Triton gets really mad and destroys Ariel's surface world stuff collection, which is really uncool. I don't really get why he's being like this. I noticed that we never see Ariel's mom. Did something happen to her? Maybe Ariel's mom got stuck in a fisherman's net and died horribly. Or maybe she saw a little tasty food and went nom nom nom, like Cookie Monster. But then, oh no, the food was on a hook and she got fished and she died horribly. Or, ooh, what about this? Maybe Ariel's mom cheated on King Triton with some guy from the surface. Whoa! There could be lots of drama-related reasons for why King Triton is being a huge jerk, but the movie never says. He's just being strict for vague reasons. Also, he's being a dummy. If a young person says, I want to go to this cool place, and you're like, no, then they'll be like, shut up, Dad, you don't understand me, and they'll just go do it anyway. Duh, King Triton needs to get a clue. Ariel is all upset about her stuff being destroyed, so the sneaky eel guys say, hey, we know someone who can solve all your problems, come to our lair. Ursula has a sneaky plan to get back at King Triton by messing with Ariel. She sings a song called Poor Unfortunate Souls about how she helps people in need by using her witch powers. Turns out she just takes advantage of them. She tricks Ariel into making a really bad deal where Ariel gets human legs for 3 days and has to get true love's kiss from the prince before the sun sets on day 3, otherwise she loses the human legs and turns back into a mermaid. Oh, and by the way, Ursula gets to keep Ariel's voice during the 3 days. So Ariel turns into a human and Eric finds her, and this is very important, his dog really likes Ariel and recognizes her even though the prince only cares about hearing her singing voice. Even though Ariel can't talk, she and the prince have a vibe, so he brings her into his castle and they spend some time together. There's also this weird side plot where Sebastian is trying to sneak into the castle to check on Ariel, and this chef really likes cooking fish, and the chef becomes a total psycho when Sebastian escapes his clutches. Ariel and Eric date for a couple of days, and at the end of day 2, they go on a little boat ride, and there's a song called Kiss the Girl about how Eric should just get on with it. I mean, really. Now, I hear there are some people who have a bone to pick with this movie since Eric falls in love with Ariel even though she doesn't talk. I guess some people find that offensive. I don't know. I figure there are a lot of situations where boy meets girl and they speak different languages, or one of them is deaf, or one of them can hear but is mute, like in Ariel's case. The point is, a lot of times people can have an emotional connection without talking at the start because they find ways to communicate. Also, it's not about the words you say as much as it's about how you make the other person feel and if you can support each other. To me, the problem is that they fall in love after going on like 2 dates. These movies act like you can spend your whole life with somebody after kissing them one time, and that's just not how it works. You gotta spend a little more time with them and get to know that person, whether you're able to talk to each other or not. Regardless, Ariel and Eric's date is ruined since Ursula's eel sabotaged them by flipping their boat so they fall in the water. That ruins the mood, I guess. Hey, wait a minute. Since when is Ursula allowed to sabotage Ariel while she's trying to get that Prince Eric smooch? Let this be a lesson to kids everywhere. Read the contract before you sign it. I guess Ursula has a line in the fine print that says she can just sabotage Ariel nonstop and make it like impossible to actually achieve her goal. So Ursula transforms into this fake lady named Vanessa and wears a brooch that has Ariel's voice in it. Apparently Eric gets hypnotized with magic when he hears the voice from the brooch and makes wedding plans like immediately. Sebastian tells King Triton what's going on, and all the sea animals interrupt the wedding so that Ursula's brooch is broken and Ariel gets her voice back and Eric is unhypnotized. Eric goes to kiss her, but he's too late and the sun sets, so Ariel's gonna be Ursula's prisoner forever. King Triton offers to become Ursula's prisoner in Ariel's place, so Ursula gets his crown and goes crazy with magic and power. She gets really big and declares herself Queen of the Seven Seas until Prince Eric stabs her with the bow of a ship. King Triton realizes that not all humans are bad, so he turns Ariel into a human and supports her getting married to Prince Eric. So the mermaid and the prince get married after going out like twice. This movie is fun and has good songs and all, but it's another one of these stories that tell little kids that you should feel confident in getting married after like 2 dates and 1 smooch, which is a bad idea. So this movie is not for kids.